Hey guys, how's it going? So a really fun project that my mom and I are going to be working on today. You can actually see that I'm standing in my parents' garden right now. I just came out here to pick up my mom. We are going to be heading down the road to cut a bunch of wheat. I just heard a door. There she is. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, of course.
You know what? This is a pretty view.
Well, yeah.
With the Japanese maples.
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And do you guys remember from past tours there was a huge flamingo maple right here?
At the end of this little sidewalk, and we had to have it taken out because it was getting so big that it was going into our chimney.
Oh, no good.
So we had it pruned, and it just loved its life. It was just getting way too big. So we put a service berry in there instead, which is one of my favorites.
That'll be pretty. Autumn brilliance?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Yep. So we live in a farming community, and with my parents having a garden center, you get to know a lot of the farmers around here, and of course you get to know your neighbors too. And we noticed that one of our neighbors was beginning to harvest their wheat, but they've got a little bit of wheat on one side of their field that they can't get their equipment over to because it's right next to the irrigation ditch. So they'd usually just burn that stuff or till it in somehow. I don't know how they get rid of it. Everybody does it a little different. But my dad actually went down there yesterday to see if we could go down and cut that wheat so we could make some wheat wreaths.
I've got a couple things out here for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, come on.
Presents?
Yes.
Oh.
I found these two.
What the heck?
They look like legs. I mean, they're huge.
You know, what am I supposed to do with these?
Well, you know, I do have some nice ones out there too. If you wanna have some normal size ones, but these are the kinds you slip into people's cars.
No. Is that what you do with them?
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta keep your doors locked at all times during zucchini season.
Especially with Dad around usually.
Yeah.
My dad is the king of finding like oversized or mutant shaped produce and then like squirreling it away in people's cars or in their desk drawers or on top of their desk or just like all growing up. Yeah.
He finds great humor in that.
He does. Okay, so what we've got, this is what my mom's got gathered. She's got her bag and gloves and her little trimmers here and
My Velcros are at
some
work.
Kleenex. That's a necessary.
And water because I'm so allergic to this, but it's good. Yeah. I just bring my Kleenex.
We power through.
I will.
Yeah.
Water, Kleenex, and a singular.
Yeah. And then I've got my hedge trimmers, my Velcros, some gloves, these just in case. What do they call it? Hedge shears. And then I've got a couple of bags in the back. Do you want to just load your stuff in here?
Yeah.
Okay. There's my kangaroo pop-up bag.
I have a little bag.
Well, I have a tarp too. I have one of those DeWitt leaf tarps.
Oh, perfect.
That goes out flat.
Because we're going to need quite a bit.
Yeah. So our goal is to make 2 wheat wreaths each. I would like to make 2 for our great room doors, you know, kind of the entry by Versailles in the portico. And then she wants to make a couple for their front door as well. So front door, 2 wheat wreaths. I think that'll be so pretty for late summer, fall. You're still in the car trying to figure out how we're gonna get out. Well, not me, you, more.
Let's get out the sprinklers.
Yeah. Fast, roll, Mom, roll.
I'm gonna go fast. Okay, just a second.
Got to time it just right.
Okay, here you go. Oh my God.
Bail. You did it. You look dry.
I am good. Look at that beautiful wheat.
It is gorgeous. See, they've already come and harvested a bit, and right along this roadway here, there's just a ton of just little tufts of wheat, and we thought, oh, that'd be so perfect.
What do you think if we went out in the actual field?
Oh, I don't know if they'd appreciate that so much. It's been how many years since you've made a wheat wreath?
Oh, it's probably been 8.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, it's been a while for me. I'm not sure that I've made one since we moved into the new house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, one of our very first videos that we posted was a wheat wreath DIY. That was 7 years ago. So yeah, it's probably been, I maybe have made one more since then. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. Look at that beautiful wheat. And it's just a little line of it. But if you go down the length of the field, you really can gather quite a bit. Oh, love it. We're thinking if we lay the tarp up next to, like right up next to it, I can just hedge it down into the tarp. I don't know. That seems so easy, like too easy. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Best laid plan.
Yeah. That's a mess.
No good.
That doesn't work.
No
Here,
good.
do you want to do this and I'll gather? That's nice. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. Okay, we're driving up the driveway right now. What in the world is my dad doing out there? See if you can zoom in. He's sitting in a lawn chair out in the middle of the pasture.
With the cows.
Oh, he said he's doing the garlic. What's he doing with the garlic? Cleaning it?
He's cleaning it.
Well, I'm super happy with the wheat hull. I'm also super happy that the sun decided to stay away. It's just starting to come out now, but it kept it a little less hot, but we're both sweating it up pretty good. So I'm gonna take the wheat back to my house where you need to come. I've got those golden rain tree, those seed pods, the little lanterns, and I think we're gonna harvest some of those as well. I don't know if we're going to incorporate those into wreaths or not. We might make, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so we will pick this video back up once we are in the air-conditioned studio to build our wreaths. All right, it is the next day. My mom and I went out and got the wheat yesterday morning, and we had a lot going on between then and now. So now we're gonna get all set up in the studio and just make our wheat wreaths. I'm so very excited for this, and it does not take very many supplies. Our wheat, which my mom is backing the truck up right now. Good job, buddy. Hey, Benjamin, can you move your cozy coop, please? We're gonna be bringing the wheat in right there. Thanks, bud. All right, so we've got the wheat. The only other things that we need are our wreath forms, which these are 12 inches, right?
I think so, yes.
Mom brought these over, and paddle wire, we use the 20, this is 24 gauge paddle wire right here. So I think we're just gonna put the big pile of wheat on the floor right up here so that we each have easy access between the tables. Unless the cozy coop stays right there. What are you doing, bud? You're a pretty good driver. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to get your wheat wreath started. You've got your form right here, and I've got my wire attached to the form really well. It's really tight, but you don't cut it until the very end. That's really important. You wanna keep it in one continuous piece. So then I've got my first bundle of wheat here. The nice thing about these wreaths is that you're already dealing with dried elements. With evergreen wreaths, you have to pull hard on that wire so that you make sure that the pieces won't fall out as they start to dry, but this is already dry. So the trick when you're doing wheat wreaths is not to pull your wire too tight, because you can break the stems when you're doing this. So you've got your first bundle here, and however big you make your bundles, that will kind of indicate the size of wreath that you end up with. So you don't want to make them too big, otherwise you will end with no center hole, and then maybe not too small, otherwise, well, maybe you want it small and have a really thin wreath. There's some really pretty thin wreaths out there. So I've got my bundle here. You lay your first one kind of parallel, I guess, or just right on top of the form like that. And then we're gonna take our wire and we're gonna wrap it around tightly but gently, if that makes sense. 2 or 3 times, like that. And you can trim ends if you want to. It doesn't really matter. You just don't want to leave them really, really long. And then you've got your second bundle right here. And what you're gonna do is your second one you'll lay in or out, choose a direction, and your third one you'll lay the next direction. So you lay it kind of on top like this. Take your wire and do the same thing. Like that. And so our next our next bundle will face in instead of facing out. And so we'll basically go like in, out, in, out, in, out, all the way around to the end. When we get to that point, I will show you how to end it. So we're gonna go ahead and get our first wreaths to that point. Okay, so what you can do at this point, you can see that the wire is still attached. So I'm gonna unroll this. My hands are all stained from pruning tomatoes, by the way. I have washed them. So I'm gonna cut the wire and just wrap it around and kind of tie it off to the back. At this point, you can individually wire like separate bundles of wheat in that little hole just to kind of fill it up, or you can individually make little bundles of wheat and hot glue them in, or you can use this as an opportunity to, for a spot to put your wreath hanger, and then you can put a bow there, which I think is what we're gonna do this time. I think it would be really pretty to have, like brown satin or gold or cranberry or something like that. I think that would be really nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, cutting my wire. You can see my wire tail right here. I've already put it around the last bundle of wheat a few times, so it should stay put. So see how the wreath hanger just slides on that, in that little opening wonderfully. Now if you have a really thick ribbon, then it's kind of perfect. It kind of hides the whole mess right there. But you can see I still have this gap right here. So I'm going to make a couple of individual little bundles of wheat and just hot glue them right to the top of the wreath, right in here, right in there. Not to the wreath hanger, but to the wreath itself. Okay, see this little bundle right here? I'm just gonna individually wire this one. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it off without a very long tail. Now a whole bunch of hot glue. My mom's over there laughing. Hey, don't you laugh at the hot glue, because I know you're gonna be using some too.
Possibly.
Yeah. We're just gonna kind of ease it in to the wreath. Look at that, that filled it up gorgeous. And no one will ever, oh, the camera wasn't pointed at it, dang it. You get the drift. So I tucked it in right behind the hanger, and you can't even tell that that's not part, like, attached to the rest of the wreath. I mean, it's attached, but with glue. So anyway, now I'm gonna work on my ribbon. Maybe if you want to put a couple right in here. Okay. Other than that, well, you know what, once it's on a surface, it's just that there's light shining through it. Right. Once it's on a surface, you don't really see that. Right. Do you want to hang it on the that board right there?
Yeah, sure.
So you can see it? Here, I've got extra hanger.
Okay.
Oh, see, look at that. See, once it's on a surface, you just don't, you don't see it.
Right.
It's when you let light shine through it.
That's true. That's true.
No, that looks good. All right, I'm gonna hang mine up and see what it looks like.
Yeah. Good.
I need to do right here. Otherwise it's an oval. Whoop. I'm missing a bundle there. Okay.
There, fix it.
Wreaths made for the most part. We're gonna go tomorrow to get ribbon, and then we will show you where they are going to all hang. So here's my first one right there, second one right there, and then here are Mom's, and they turned out perfect. They're gonna match really nicely.
When we get the big thick ribbon on, they should be, mine are a lot fatter than yours. Just like our lavender wreaths.
I don't think it matters though, as long as they are similar.
Yeah.
You know. So let me show you guys the ribbon I had right here. I think this color is perfect. Like, look at that color with the wheat. It's gorgeous, but I think this ribbon's a little bit too thin, like too narrow. I think we need something a little bit bigger than that. It just is a little too small. Also, this is a really good time. If you see any holes in the wreath that you want to fill, you can just easily hot glue little pieces in here and there, just to make it look the way you want it to. All right, so we will see you guys tomorrow for the big wreath reveal. All right, so we have gone and picked up ribbons. We're not sure what we're gonna use. We couldn't find chocolate brown in this width. They had it in this width, like I could have gotten more of this, but which I think that is the perfect color. It's kind of a bummer to me.
Yeah, it's we can maybe incorporate some of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe like the chocolate brown with the gray velvet.
Yeah, that's a beautiful combination.
That is a beautiful combination. But we got this black, kind of ribbed, it's, or whatever, I don't know. And then gray velvet. And then I got this kind of, I don't know what this is called. It looks like silk, kind of, gray silk. And then I got just plain satin navy and satin gray. Mom also picked up a couple of wreath hangers because I didn't actually have any extra. I had my two here that I've got my wreaths on. So we've got some for Mom because it's good to put these on before we do the bows. And then we're gonna take mine up to the French doors and hang them so you guys can see what it looks like. And then we'll take Mom's out to her house. I don't know if our wreaths were destined for bows. My bow, like, it's a pretty bow.
It's beautiful.
But it doesn't, I can't get it to lay right.
No, and this one. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay.
Try putting that up next to it and see if it just looks better, all bolder. Needs more boldness.
Nope.
Nope. Nope, good try.
Oh, we're not gonna do it.
We've got a wheat floor going on down here. Look at this mess. Oh my goodness. But we're pretty much done other than getting them hung. We might do a little bit of last minute fussing. But my mom's, so they ended up really full. They're so pretty. But she left that gap where the wreath hanger could come down and hook onto the wreath. And because of the fullness of the wreath, it was really hard to attach the bow to the back. It was like sucking the bow in, so it wasn't laying nicely. So what she ended up doing was kind of creating an extra bundle of wheat to go up through the center of the wreath and to fill that gap so that the bow could then lay more on the surface. It ended up very pretty. Look at that. I love it. And she went with the gray velvet and chocolate brown. We kind of both intended to do that, but my mom used up a lot of the ribbon. Which is fine, she has more of it at her house. I have a little piece right here. The fun part about this ribbon is that it came from Erin and my wedding 15 years ago, you guys, 15 years. Our wedding colors were white all the way to chocolate brown. So white, cream, kind of a taupe color, and then rich chocolate brown. Our wedding, September 23rd, that's our anniversary. And so we used kind of those brown tones. It was really pretty for fall. So there's mine just with the simple velvet bow. We may or may not add some brown in. I think that would still be really pretty, but I think it's pretty even without it. Of course, we'll do a little bit of fussing once we get them hung. And I like the form of it. I always think that they're so pretty. Just gorgeous. And there's the other one. I was just telling everybody about the ribbon.
I got carried away with myself.
You did, but they turned out really nice. And I may or may not want any extra. We can grab yours at your house,
yes.
But I think the simplicity is kind of nice. It's good to have them look a little, well, they look different anyway.
Look different.
Yeah.
What is up with me and my big wreaths?
I don't know, they're good.
They're fat.
Every time you make them though, I'm like, why didn't I make mine fatter? Like
These are beautiful.
should have made mine a little fatter.
No.
I don't know, I think they're both really, really pretty.
I love them, yeah.
So I tried to work some of these in. That was a no-go.
It would be good if these were brown.
And these will brown. These are out of the golden rain tree here. These are the seed pods. And they are this beautiful chartreuse, and then they do dry a little bit more brown. So anyway, I typically use these in garlands above our French doors where these wheat wreaths are going. So maybe I'll just do that instead.
That'd be really pretty.
So let's go get these hung. Maybe we'll hang mine first since we're here, and then we can see if we even need to grab ribbon.
Okay.
The other thing about mine is that they are in, like, they're underneath our balcony. So even to use the chocolate brown ribbon, I don't know that you'll see it because it's so shaded and kind of dark back there that maybe just the wheat with the velvet will be enough. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. It's a wreath. And there they are. I think they look really pretty. And I'm just gonna leave them. I think we're close enough to the end of the summer. I'm kind of willing fall to arrive and cooler temperatures to arrive. So I think I'm just gonna leave them be right there. And you guys know, like the last couple of years, I've had walnut wreaths up. So this is kind of a nice change. I will probably still do my autumn garland around the top. And then of course, we're gonna be doing pumpkins and some other fun fall things around here. You can see my pile of junk. I had to get the broom out because, oh my word, the cobwebs are bad right now. You don't realize it until you want to go show somebody a new wreath on your door, for crying out loud. Anyway, I don't know what your guys' opinion is on our doors. We would like to change the style. Maybe do something more along the lines of what my parents have, which you'll see in a moment, where it's multi-paned French doors, but I think I still need to do white. We've thought about doing black, but I think it might look too dark under here. Like it's well underneath an overhang. And maybe that wouldn't matter, so I need to know what you guys think on that. But a new door is on the horizon, and I think that would add a little more texture and a little bit more interest to that area right there. But I'm super happy with those wreaths. Super, super happy. And I don't think we'll mess with the bows. We'll just leave them as is. Doesn't really matter. Maybe next year we'll add some extra color in to make them look different. And there are Moms. Those look really good. all the colors are really nice here. Well, see, you've got a lot of gray with your siding, so that complements perfectly with that brown ribbon. There's Benjamin. Oh, I like it. And see, you guys, this is what I was talking about with the door. Like at our house, I would think I would love to have, maybe not a brown door, because I don't think that would go. It goes perfectly here, but white or black with more panes, more interest. It looks so pretty. And that is it for today's project. It only took us 3 days to get it done. Not bad. Well, you know, projects never seem like huge, big, daunting projects if you break them up into small, bite-sized pieces. So you go out and glean, then you make your wreath, then you do your finishing touches with the ribbon. So I'm really happy with how both sets turned out. I think they both look really good where they're at. And yeah, I think we were talking about maybe going back out this evening and getting more wheat to make some big bundles and then maybe make a wheat garland. Wouldn't that be pretty? I've never done that before. So anyway, you may be seeing more wheat projects in the future. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. That looks tasty, bud.
Yeah. Sweet boy.